delegation headed by the president of ECOWAS of Liberian commitment to continuing peace, and specifically also gave the Liberian people their own message and greetings that they are very welcome in consultation as well as reconciliation. He assured the delegation that his government remains committed and to make sure Liberia is peaceful and that everyone, irrespective of political orientation and where they are, who they are, where they come from, they will all be a part of the Liberia he's trying to build. And he also did assure the ECOWAS delegation that in 2 years, all of what he's currently doing on the issue of transparency, on accountability, on reconciliation, particularly in line with the arrest agenda, will be for substantial work to be done. And these actions, whatever he's doing, is not targeted at any one person, is not targeted at any political party or political individual, but specifically in line with ensuring that Liberia is better for all Liberians. The president did assure the delegation that he already started the reconciliation efforts. As you all remember, we recently had a meeting with different segments of the population, specifically the young people. There were meetings held. He also had several meetings with the legislature as well as members of the judiciary and women's group, persons with disability, and many other groups. And he intends to continue that. In fact, on his way to Liberia recently when he had come from the US, he met with Alexander Cummings, former political leader of the NC. They both rode the same aircraft to come to Liberia, and they exchanged pleasant training. Also assured him that there was no need for them to have a
Another day and another wonderful presentation on your radio. This is Kia Radio 95.9, the newest sensation. And of course, the very professional sensation you can find right now on your dial, 95.9. We are right here on the UN Drive, opposite the BTC Barrack, adjacent the Raditown Market that is hosting the Liberia Marketing Association. We are glad to be here. It is a wonderful afternoon. Today is Monday, and it promises to be very, very fascinating. And we can only hope that Liberia continue to remain on the trajectory of peace And we can only hope that our country will not retrogress in the ugly past. But it is with great pleasure that I've come to you. My name is Morris Desmond Brown, of course. I am sitting in a hot seat. I'm sitting until 6 this evening. So you can trust that it's going to be a promising presentation. And of course, we'll tell you the lineup we have for you. So today is Monday, and it should be the 28th day of the month of October. And we are gradually coming to the end of October. And of course, we can only talk about all of the great things right on this platform, and we will not relent. We will not stop talking. And so shortly, but definitely I'm not alone. Of course, George is here, and George is my able producer, and Josh Gue doing a wonderful, great job. So George is here and trying to package the sound and make them very, very, very clear so that your radio will sound very better. And then those of you on the internet, just drop your comments, share the video, let others join the broadcast as well as we talk about country. So for the next 2 hours, we will be talking different varieties of things that will shift the destiny of our country, Liberia. Like I said, Morris Desmond Brown is my name. Josh Quaid is here as well. Shortly, we'll go around the world and take bits and pieces of news for you. Yeah, shortly we'll go around the world, take bits and pieces of news, and we'll come back. We'll talk about the Kia Humanitarian Foundation. And then we will give you some very basic information that you need to know about the Kia Humanitarian Foundation. After which, we'll transition into talking politics. Several things are happening in the country. We are hearing of a very, very sad development coming in from Kakata around the Kakata. This morning, a bus carrying 18 persons ran into a truck that was packed with planks in it, and I'm told 18 persons lost their lives. This is very sad. We empathize with the bereaved family, empathize with the bereaved families of those who have lost their lives in that tragic accident. But we'll talk about it. It will be part of our talking points. It will be part of our talking things. We want to talk about it. So we will do everything humanly possible to talk about it. Yeah, shortly we'll go around the world, take bits and pieces of news for you, and that is what we're going to do. Yeah, so let's go around the world quickly and be right back. Let's do this right here, and this is where we go next. Going right around the world, getting bit and pieces of news for you. Let's look at UK. What is the UK planning? The United Kingdom. We are told that the UK is planning to embrace the US new president that will be elected soon. Let's go to Japan. And this is where we're going to begin from officially. Japan Prime Minister Shiguru Ashiba has vowed to continue ruling the country despite a bursting loss suffered by his party at the general elections. The country now faces an uncertain political future as the coalition led by the long-ruling Liberal Democratic Party, that's the LDP, has lost its majority in the parliament. It was resolved over a decade. Wow, it's happening everywhere in the world. The country has just gone through elections and there are troubling stories coming up. Ashiba was sworn in as prime minister just this month after winning the leadership of his party. He had called on a snap election to seal his mandate. But in a speech on Monday, he admitted the LDP received several judgments from voters and added his party would humbly accept this. The Japanese people expressed their strong desire for LDP to do some reflections and become a party that acts in line with the people's will, Ashiba told the national broadcaster NHK. The LDP and its much smaller coalition partner have altogether taken 215 seats, falling short of the 233-seat majority needed to govern. It is the first time the LDP has lost its parliament majority seat since 2009. The party has ruled Japan almost continuously since 1955. The results come after a continuous few years of the LDP, which saw a seascade of scandals, widespread votes appetite, and record low approval ranking. The party had seen approval rating of below 20% earlier this year. Let the will of people be respected. Still looking for it. Still looking for the news. Turkey's oil exploration in Somalia raises regional concerns. Turkey has launched a significant oil and gas exploration mission off Somalia's coast, with the state-owned Turkish Petroleum Corporation (TPAO) leading the operations. The Turkish exploration vessel, now in Somalia waters, is set to conduct seismic survey over the coming months, making a phase in Turkey's strategy to expand its energy reach beyond the Mediterranean, as reported by Amadulu News Agency. The rush for oil in Africa. The Somalian government has embraced the initiative, viewing it as an opportunity to drive economic growth and progress towards energy independence. Turkish Energy Minister Fit Domest stated that the project reflects Turkish commitment to Somalia development and closer bilateral energy cooperation, which could bring much needed investment and infrastructure to Somalia. It shouldn't be the case with Nigeria, or that should be a fortune became a curse to the country. However, the exploration has sparked concern among regional stakeholders, including neighboring countries and Somalia regional leaders. Many fear that the move will strain maritime boundaries and negate disputes over resources, especially the ownership, adding tension to an already delicate political landscape in the Horn of Africa. Critics urge that while the project may benefit Somalia central government, it risks sliding regional sensitivities and will exacerbate internal divisions. Yeah, just what I said. Still giving you some bits and pieces of news. These bits and pieces of news are very, very important for you. Financial audit forces Senegal to recess IMF program strategy. The 1.8 billion IMF aid program secured in 2023 is currently frozen. A restricting of the agreement is now required, according to Finance Minister Chunk Diba. The government is aiming for a new agreement by the first quarter of 2025 at the latest. The Minister of Finance, Chik Demba, announced in the annual IMF meeting in Washington, D.C., the Senegal program with the international institution needs to be revised following an audit that revealed a high debt and budget defects than previously reported. Mr. Dabi, quoted by Bloomberg, stated that the current program needs to be updated. We are in discussion with the funds. The government is now aiming for a new agreement with the IMF by the first quarter of 2025 at the latest. The government is now aiming for a new agreement with the IMF by the first quarter of 2025. The 1.8 billion program secured from the IMF in 2023 is now on hold, and scheduled payment of 33, that's around 338 billion CFA francs this year has been postponed to 2025. Minister Diba acknowledged. We are aware of the consequences, but when we realized there were fundamental discrepancy between the figures reported to the fund, which formed the basis for our relationship, we understood we had to report them. That is what we call transparency. Let's go further. The budget deficit is actually over 10% of the GDP, nearly double the initial reported 5.5%. These revelations have immediately caused our further negotiations. That is that from Senegal. Still looking for it. We may have two more to go. Two more stories to go, then we can come to talk about the Care Humanitarian Foundation. Bad Islam's mosque over report of past illegal U.S. employment. You know, Elon Musk should be the richest man right now. President Joe Biden slammed Elon Musk for hypocrisy on immigration after a published report that the TSA CEO once worked illegally in the United States. The South African-born Musk denies the allegation. Let's take one from Africa, then we can call it a great time. Let's see what's happening in the central. Go to the Republic of Chad. At least 40 soldiers killed in attack on military base, Chad's presidents availed. Unidentified assassins killed at least 40 soldiers during an overnight attack on a military base in the country west, Chad's presidency said on Monday. President Ahmed Deby visited the base in Bakamra, an island in Chad Lake region, early. Sorry for that. Early morning, and announced the launch of a military operation to track the assassins, according to a statement from the presidency. Chad has long battled with an insurgency in the country's west, near the border with Nigeria. It was not immediately known who was behind the attack, but previous attacks in the region have been blamed by the government on the Boko Haram militant group. In March, an attack on the government blamed on Boko Haram killed several soldiers, revealing fears of violence in the lake around the Lake Chad area after a period of peace following a successful operation launch in 2020 by the Chadian army to destroy the extremist group based there. schools, mosques, churches reopen, and humanitarian organizations return. Boko Haram, which launched an insurgency more than a decade ago against Western education, seeks to establish Islamic laws in Nigeria Northwest. The insurgency has spread to West Africa, neighbors including Cameroon, Niger, and Chad. Chad, a country of nearly 18 million people, has been reading from political turmoil before and after a controversial presidential elections that resulted in David's atom victory. He had led the country as an interim president during the period of military rule that followed the death of his father in 2021. Yeah, this is how we come home. But let's see whether we can touch on a little bit of sports before going to talk about the Kia Humanitarian Foundation. Sport lovers, I'm told that today uh, there will be the presentation of the Ballon d'Or, the Ballon d'Or award that will be done in France. And there are unconfirmed reports coming up. Everyone thought that it would have been Vanessa Strenion that would have uh, attained the Ballon d'Or, but it is becoming clear from social media posts that we've seen, though we have not seen the authenticity of these posts, but we can squarely say it's going to be is tonight. We are told that the former president of Liberia, former President George Weah, will be at the ceremony, and he is poised with this communication in our possession, in the possession of Kia Radio. We have this communication that was written by George. If you are around, please let me send this to you so you can upload it quickly. We have this communication in our possession. We're not quite sure that others have this. But we have this. It is a communication that was written to the former president to be there at the ceremony. And he will not just be there, but he will be presenting the Ballon d'Or award to the winner. We certainly don't know who the winner is yet, but the winner might be announced tonight. And so our hearts are with the football fans, those of you who are football lovers. I am a fan of Manchester United, and in Spain, I support Real Madrid. And so I need to just make that very clear. So I'm a Manchester United fan, and then flanked on the left by Real Madrid. So yeah, so I'm a very proud Madridista and also a Manchester United fan. And I'm also told that the Manchester United management has sacked Eric Ten Hag. Of course, yeah, he has poorly managed the team, very, very poorly managed the team. So we just thought to give you some of those few sports heads up. But the Kia Humanitarian Foundation is certainly the foundation that you can trust. And of course, we are all just hoping, thanks to my brother Ansu Coleman. Ansu Coleman is following from the Economic Freedom Fighters of Liberia. Ezekiel S. Wule is watching from Broville. Thanks so kindly. Those of you on the social media, please share the video so others can join in. Share in all of the chat rooms, all of the groups that you are a part of. Share there so others can probably join in as well. So the Kia Humanitarian Foundation is that foundation. Like the other day, we were announcing to you that it's coming a time that you will see a very massive work here at the Kia Humanitarian Foundation and Kia Radio. We told you that there is a wave of development that have engulfed this entity, and thanks to Mr. Monarch Shen, and he's commonly known as the General. So want to just appreciate him for the work he is doing. Thanks to Mr. George Sibo, our foundation's president in the United States as well, who has been very, very magnanimous and behind the scenes working to see this work perfectly done. Thanks to our CEO for the funding and the support. He and his wife, they've been very supportive to this dream since the inception of this dream. You know, we are very, very, very much happy to see that they have continued to support in spite of the economic challenges in our country. They continue to fight. If you come to Kia Radio or Kia Humanitarian Fund now, you wouldn't believe that you are seeing what you are seeing, because there are massive development. I don't want to tell you what is happening, but there is the Kia Humanitarian Foundation, Kia Communications Network, or the Kia Foundation. That is the insignia. There is an insignia on all of the doors. You will not understand what I'm saying, but there is an insignia. There is this how to call it. I'll use the other word. There is this trademark. The others will say there is a trademark that is being carved on all of the doors. If you see them, they're so impressive. You see all of the things that they're doing here is so top notch. And so thanks to Mr. Kishen and all of us, all of the staffers, the leadership, the administration, for continuously working to see this dream come true. But the biggest of all, the thanks and appreciation that we should be shouting should be going to the CEO and his wife, Mr. and Mrs. Christopher Kia in the United States. They are so supportive. I've seen a family that I've seen several families in this country who claim to have money. I'm not comparing. I'm not doing an act of comparison. But when people profess to have money, and the way people feel and know that you have money is the way you spend it. I mean, when I say the way you spend it, the way you spend, the kind of investment, the kind of things you have, the kind of impacts you're making in society. You cannot claim to be a money man or a money woman. You're sitting on the money. Nobody sees you spending. You're not the kind of person who is building the human capacity of people. You're not building human capacity. You're not building institutions. You're not helping. You're not employing. You're not doing anything. So the true definition of people who got money are those who are able to impact the ordinary people. That's the true. That is just the true definition of who got money. I mean, if you have money and sitting with the money in your bags and in your homes, you have high outs for the monies you have, and you're not impacting the lives of the ordinary people, then what kind of money do you have? But this family is keen on helping. Our educational scholarship is running 24/7. In fact, we have people on those scholarships where we have bought everything. We've paid their fees. We've done the needful. We've bought the uniform. We bought shoes. We bought book bags. We bought pencils, pen, just everything one needs to be in school. That is what you call a full-fledged scholarship. So if you profess that you have money and you're so much concerned that yes, you have money, let your money speak for the kind of things you do. Let your money speak for humanity. Let that money goes to humanity, like Mr. Christopher Kia and his wife and the entire team, Mr. George Sibo, Mr. Monarch Kishen, the rest of the team, the work they are doing with the money they have, let that work speak. So when you see people being impacted, not just through the means of education, but even from the angle of the communication arm of the foundation. This is the radio. It is open to the public. We've told you what others are charging out there is not what we're going to charge here. If you have anything in terms of what they charge out there for different services that you want, we will share those things into half. We have come to serve. others are charging $200, we're not going to charge 200. We'll be charging 100. If the others are charging 100, we'll be charging 50. It tells you how open we are because we are so particular about human resource development. The foundation opened this radio station so that this radio station can be a help to people who cannot find their way out. There are people in their communities who probably have issues that are affecting them. Sanitation, or flooding, their drainages are clogged. You can come here to make a passionate appeal. The station is for you. It is your own. I met a group of people who have told me that they are fighting and they normally watch the show, especially this show. They normally watch it at their Atai Center. They normally listen to it at the Atai Center. They are putting themselves together to form the Care Radio Fan Club. And this is something that is very important. This is very important. We must commend them for the step they have taken so far. And I plan to reach out to them this week. We reach out to them. We give all of the technical support that we are supposed to give. And that is what we intend to do at Care Communications Network and Care Humanitarian Foundation. So for those of you who are around UN Drive, when you pass, you will see a new Care Communications. You will see a new Care Humanitarian Foundation. The outlook is so spectacular. The outlook is eye-catching. And the way you see the outside glittering is how the inside is glittering as well. We have state-of-the-art equipment here that we're using. We're not using 1947 or 1965 equipment. We are using modern days state-of-the-art. And it's all because we have an illustrious, hard-working, and very studious CEO who believe that this entity must not remain the same. And so he have a little dime and since he and his wife are sincerely working to earn, they are putting it behind the entity. That is how people know who get money. It's not to take the money, go on beer table, you drink the beer, you drink the stout, you find people do other stuff that I don't want to talk on the radio, but at the end of the day, you refer to yourself as a money person. You're not. How many lives have you impacted? That is why when I hear people saying, I got farm. How much people are you able to employ? How many persons have you employed on your farm that you are boasting that you have a farm? Any place that can employ up to 10, 15, 20 persons, it is a garden. It is not a farm. So in the future, in the near future, we have agricultural projects everywhere in this country. We will be growing vegetables, we'll be growing different kinds of things. And that is what we're going to encourage you to continue to listen to this radio. Watch us from everywhere. And we are just a kind of unique people. So all of you who believe in the Care Humanitarian Foundation, you have to continue to listen to this radio. You don't know when that announcement that will take you, to that dream. Some of you are agriculturists. You have graduated with a degree in agriculture. Some of you are in the health sector. You have a degree. You have a diploma also in health related matters. Some of you are teachers. You are an educator. We have a space. When I say we have a space, that means we have our foundation into 4 key areas: education, health, agriculture, sanitation. And to add a 5th, we are into communication as well. This is not going to go unnoticed. If those of you on UN Drive that plow the route between UN Drive towards the bypass, or from the bypass towards UN Drive to Central Town, when you pass here, right opposite the barrier, just throw your eyes. As I'm speaking now, probably the technicians may have me live on the stream out there. You can watch the shows just by standing on the road. You can see everything vividly happen. Whatever I do in the studio, you will see it there. That is the technology. the technological know-how, the technological skills that we have employed. Thanks to Mr. Kishen. Thanks to Monan Kishen. Thanks so much, General. Thanks so much to the CEO. Thanks so much to the President, Mr. George Sibo, and all of the team here at Care Communication and Care Humanitarian Foundation. We are up for a new Liberia. We are up for a new space of getting humanitarian services to our people. And the only way that can be done is through the initiatives that we already started. Our educational fund drive, or scholarship, you may call it, is ongoing. This foundation will not just give you scholarship. Their scholarship is fully funded. When I say fully funded, fully funded. That is, you don't have to pay for even your own uniforms. They pay for it for you. You don't have to pay for socks. You don't have to pay for shoes. You don't have to pay for books, neither the book bags. I'm not even discussing the tuition because that is paid flat. So your tuitions are paid. You have no day where the registrar will come and say, John Brown, get out once you are on the Care Humanitarian Foundation scholarship. So what are you waiting for to keep and stick with us? Keep and stick with us. You don't know that time that would be a turning point for you. You know, I'm talking every day, some of you think we are joking. You think we are joking. We are not joking. It can be a turning point for any of us. It can be a turning point for any of us. All you need to do is to continue to do what is right. All you need to do is to continue to stay in the line. So continue to listen. Continue to keep us on your stream. Continue to share the videos. You know, continue to listen to us via the radio 95.9. Continue to do just what you can do to promote the entity. Tomorrow, opportunities may be for you. The opportunities may be very great. And you yourself, you may think that it is some kind of magic, but it is a miracle that's happened. It is a miracle that might have happened to you. So we are saying to you, continue to listen, continue to keep stream, continue to keep us on your radio. We will continue to update the public on the components of the NGO. The NGO will soon start full effect. It's just in a matter of days. I'm telling you, in a matter of what? Days. In a matter of days, the NGO will definitely do what is what. So, yeah, let's continue to share. Those of you, let's share the video. Share the video. Let others join. We are about to talk politics. There are too many great news, too many breaking news, too many things we got to talk. The country, there are some things we are about to unveil to you. Only this station will tell you. Other stations will not say it. That is why we hold loyalty to no political institution. You hear what I say? I'm going to say that. We hold loyalty to no political institution. We are not a partisan. We do not owe loyalty to Unity Party. We do not owe loyalty to CDC. We do not owe loyalty to ANC. We do not owe loyalty to any political institution in this country. We are independent. That is why our thoughts are independent. That is why we expect CDC people listen to the radio. United Party people listen to the radio. ANC people listen to the radio because we are not taking sides. In a country like Liberia, we are not taking sides. What we are doing is that we are up for the Liberian people's interest. It is the interest of the Liberian people that concern us. It is not the interest of a few persons who put political parties together to benefit for their own personal aggrandizement and their own personal benefits. So we are the people's representative. We are the representative of the Liberian people. That is why we portray ourselves the way you see us. We are not a member of any political institution. This station is not owned by politicians. It is owned by a foundation. Humanitarian Foundation. So we are for humanity and we stand for that. We are for every Liberian. If a political party is wrong, we will say it. If a political party is in the right trajectory, we say it. That is how perfect, and we are very balanced in what we do. You listen to our news content, you will know that we are 100% balanced, and our news can be compared to plenty, even better than plenty radio stations in this town, because we go for the actuality. We are competent, very serious-minded newscasters who go after the news, very great editors who edit the news, make sure that it is perfect. So everything you need to know or need to see at Kia Communication is in one package. It is being packaged. So why are you looking? Why are you looking elsewhere? You should not be looking elsewhere. Look right here. Because at Kia Communication, we got everything you need. We got everything. Great newscasters, timely news, factual, concise. It's not a we don't bring you piecemeal news. No. We bring you factuality, factual news. And our team is a great team. So what are you looking for that you will not get here? We have everything in one package. Okay? Everything in one package, and you can just trust us as we go on. Let's move on. The fight at the Senate, the fight at the House of Representatives continues. We will learn our thoughts on some things, but let me empathize with the people and say something very short. You know, this country, we've come to a place where I'm yet to know why some things happen. Even though people say accidents are natural occurrences, they are natural disasters, they happen, they are uncertainties, Yeah, we agree. They are uncertainties, you don't plan for it, but they can be avoided. They are avoidable. Yeah, there are some instances that are inevitable. They are not avoidable at all. You cannot avoid them. But there are some issues that happen, they can be avoided. I'm told that on the Kakata Highway, late Sunday evening, which was yesterday, a bus, let me get the information rightly for you. I'm very keen on always giving you factual information. So at between 7 to 8 p.m. Sunday evening, there was a bus carrying 18 passengers from Kakata that ran into a parked truck, a truck parked along the road with planks in it. You know, every time I think about accidents of this nature, I think about my late boss. May he so rest in peace, Mr. Adolf Ekwe Lawrence. You know, and every time I think about him, it brings tears to me. Because I know the kind of person he was. But again, he has been fully replaced by Mr. Christopher Key. Another man who understands humor. He knows how to work around humor. You can have all of your attitudes and whatever. Mr. Kier knows exactly how to handle you. He knows how to talk to you. And that you, even if you are angry, you will not feel angry because he knows exactly what to say to you, at what time he should say that to you. So we're very glad to have that, have him as our boss. But that was the same way Honorable Lawrence died. Again, a truck smoking, very, very much old, was again on the Buchanan Highway, and that truck, former representative, the late Adolf Lawrence, ran into that truck. Today, left to his demise. We are again discussing another accident on a main road. We're not correcting, we're not making corrective steps, we're not putting corrective measures. to curtail these things. I told you there are some things that are not that they are just unavoidable. But there are some things that you can avoid. Like this kind of accidents can be avoided. Where trucks are parked right along the way when they break down. That is why I thought the police will work tirelessly in making sure that they bring in tow trucks. That is why I thought the government will work as seriously hard. I'm not talking about one government. I'm saying governments that have come and go. They would have worked to bring in more tow trucks. And realistically, our roads are narrow. So one would think that bringing this kind of truck, the tow trucks, and that those tow trucks are running around the routes and making sure that they check cars that are, that are broken down. They can remove them from the road to enable easy access of other people. In Liberia, the tendency is when a car breaks down to a particular place, that car remains there. The mechanic comes to fix it right there. If that 3 days the mechanic will be fixing those trucks, they will take 3 days to fix it. Where are we? Where are we as a country? We need to graduate. We need to change the format. We need to change the way we do things. We do things the primitive way in this country. We do things the archaic way in this country. And at the end of the day, the results are terrible. There are terribility of the results that we get from some of the things that we are doing. And we continue to do the same thing and expect different results. How in this world can you have a truck that has failed, a truck that is not moving, a stationary truck, stationary, it just sit in one place. And these are two words that confuses people, especially in Liberia. People do not know the difference between stationary and stationary. In Liberia, like when some people take stationary to mean sheets, pen, copybook, and the rest of it. Stationary, stationary, is not pencil, copybook, sheet. That is stationary, mean for something to be stationed. I mean, it's somewhere, it's parked, it's there, it's not moving. The next word is stationary, stationary. So the two words, one is NAR and the other one is NER. So the NER is the one that deals with copybook, pens, and the rest of it. Yeah, so hope that education helps the situation for today. But that truck is stationary, it's sitting, it's not moving. Nobody cares. Nobody goes there to correct the wrongs, to say we're moving the trucks. We are taking the truck off the road so others can have easy access. Already we are a country where there is a problem with electricity. The whole route, leaving from here, Buchanan is risky. No electricity, no port, no street lights, no poles along the road. That you will see lights along the road and you can drive and see ahead of you. Driving from Yakakata is the same old thing. There is no lepo along the road. Governments have come, they have failed. The Ellen Johnson Sirleaf regime failed to do so. George Weah regime failed to do so. The current Joseph Newman Boakai regime will also fail to do so because and judging from what they have already started, you can tell that they wouldn't do what I'm saying. To put light poles around that, if it is solar, it is powered by solar, let's get fuel on that road that will help the situation. We can be losing our people the way we are doing. There are people dying in accidents too much. Let me tell you, I don't know about if there is a survey that has shown anything, but I've done my own survey. Most of the recent deaths in the country are caused by road accidents. And it's fatal. There are too many deaths, and the deaths are so many. At the end of the day, too many persons are involved. Road accidents. Too much. I don't know which division of the Liberia National Police is responsible for this, but I think they need to look into it. If these trucks break down along the road, they must be removed. They can be there. So there must be a patrol team that is set up along every highway to be patrolling, knowing fully well that there will be situations of that nature. They can arrest it soon, get the trucks off the road, get the car off the road, so that others can be able to pass freely, that they will not be jumping into accidents that will claim the lives of many people, many persons. That accident was terrible. What I saw, the pictures that I saw was terrible. Today, again, just a few days ago, last week, it was around the Kiaba end, around the Deesville. Another bus ran into a truck, or the truck ran into the bus, whatever it was, but it was also an accident. These things, I know sometimes people say you can't curtail accident, but with cars breaking down along the road, that one we can help to curtail. Oh man, nobody should tell me that we can't get the trucks or the cars that will break down along the road. We cannot get them off. We can get them off. We can get them off the road, and we can have easy access, and people can start to flow and go to their normal destination because the traffic is free. But if you have the trucks parking along the road, no access, nobody can pass because there is a truck, the roads are dark. At the end of the day, another car coming, speeding vehicle will enter into the trucks and it will cause accident. That is how these people lost their lives. 18 persons. It's not a small number. 18 persons. And out of the 18 persons, I'm told 13 of them were rushed. 13 of them died instantly. The other 5 persons were rushed to hospitals in Magibi and Monserrado counties. They all lost their life after they reached the hospital. These are things that we are experiencing. Our hearts are with it. I mean, this is terrible. We all need to talk to the Liberia National Police or the government. Let them put some light posts along those roads so that the road can be clear. And the police need to get tow trucks. The government need to purchase tow trucks for the police. If the police do not have the capacity to do it, central government. That is why I'm angry with the legislature, because there are things that should be happening now, and they are not happening because few persons are angry with themselves. They say they are angry with the Liberian people. Because the Liberian people's job are not being done. The jobs that should be done, the work that should be done in various communities are being stopped. The government will soon come to a shutdown if these things are not addressed. We're coming to talk about that. But here is it. The government needs to buy tow trucks for the police. It's not about anything to mince or much of my words on. The government needs to buy tow trucks. The accidents along the road are too much. These tow trucks will help to remove broken cars that are broken down along the road, remove them so that there can be free flow of traffic. The next thing I want to talk about, like I said, our hearts are with the bereaved families of those that have lost their relatives in that accident around the Kakata Highway. We're very sorry. It is an accident that have occurred, but there are things that we can do to correct it, and that some of the things I've recommended. Let's put light poles on that road. Let's electrify that place. Let's put lights on the road. When lights are there, I think it will help. Those roads are very dark when you're driving at night. I think it will help too. Because when lights are on the road, you can see ahead of you. You will not depend just on your car light. The other thing we can do is that we have to get more tow trucks for the police so that the police can be able to remove broken cars or cars that are broken down, trucks that are broken down along the road. The tow trucks can be able to remove them so that other speeding vehicles cannot run into those trucks to create accidents. Yeah, we're very concerned about that. The next thing is that, still talking about trucks, I don't know what's the regulation like, but the Liberia National Police need to take decisive decision. Along this Bourgeois Island road, along the Vata to Douala road, especially around the Freeport, I have noticed with keen interest, container trucks will deliberately decide to just block the route, and those that are in town and finding their way around the Bourgeois Island are catching difficult moments to even go home. Sometimes traffic on that road lasts up to 3-4 hours. I'm telling you because I've experienced it not once, not twice, not thrice, but they have happened multiple times. Multiple times they have happened. And if we continue like that, there will just be, our country will just be the same. We're not changing anything. This government was there, it was the same thing. The next government come, it is the same thing. The new government, it is the same thing. What change are we making? Why are the Liberian people going to vote? If voting is for a change, why are they voting? Because there is no change that they are seeing. The country remains stagnated. The same old things that were being done in the past regimes are being done now. There is no change. There's not a single change that has been effectuated. Before then, the same continued line up around that Freeport in the middle of around the night hours between 7 to 8 o'clock. They will block the route. Nobody will be able to move. People will be kept hostage. The traffic will be stored. Nobody will move until those continued trucks can do whatever U-turn they want to do, or when they break down, until they can have it fixed, they will be there. In about 2-3 hours, they will be there. I think this is terrible, and the police need to do a normal patrol exercise. I think that's one of the things I see lacking with the police. At night, they do not do patrol exercise, but again, the police have complained that they do not have logistics. It is also a problem. If the police want to do the work that they are supposed to do, because they are supposed to protect lives and properties. They are supposed to protect life and properties. If they do not have the logistical means to provide that particular protection for the Liberian people, it is a problem. The government cannot say revenue is performing, that we are collecting more revenue. The other day, the last time we hosted, the people from Transport Ministry, they were here and they told us they have raised more revenue than expected. Then the police cannot have what they're supposed to have. That is a problem. Because if there should be effectiveness of what will happen in the country in terms of security, the government must be able to provide the necessary things that the security needs to do their work. But that route, I mean, if anybody who plies this route from Central Monrovia to Bourgeois Island going to Douala, they will tell me on this radio that they have experienced the unforeseen traffic, the traffic that you will not see, but you will not see what causing the traffic, but that traffic will be there for hours. And people will be made to sit down in their cars for hours before even reaching home. It should not happen. People cannot have their container trucks and just park it along the road. Just block the whole place. Nobody can have access. There should be free flow of traffic. You have over 1 million, just in exaggeration though, 1 million, how they call them, traffic officers all around the country. And they cannot regulate traffic between here in the night. Traffic regulation is not just for the day. It's not intended for day only. Traffic police work 24 hours. Because in fact, the traffic gets tense during the evening hours. It gets tense during the night hours because everybody want to go home. They're trying to go. Somebody, and mostly the containers that enter the Freeport, they are the problem on that road. I agree, the roads are deplorable, the roads are bad. Yeah, I mean, that too can cause the slow pace of movement on that road. People are almost slowing down in the hole to get out of those trenches, because I don't call it hole, they are trenches. Get into those trenches and come out. But after all, the trucks on that road, they are so irritating. And the drivers there are they are so careless. They do not care about human feelings. How the people in the keke feeling, how the people in their private cars are feeling. They only park their trucks and they don't have time. Whether you like it or not, the time they wish to take it out, that when they take it out. And sometimes the police are hardly there. That route, the route between Broad Street to Douala, especially around the free port of Monrovia. As soon as you cross between there, it's always terrible. People are made to sit in their cars for more than 2-3 hours. This is not fair. This is not fair. And I think the police need to do more than what they're doing. If they do not have logistics, the government needs to provide it. Because you cannot leave from work after 7 o'clock, 8 o'clock, you're trying to go home to catch up with time so that you can meet your family. Then you get home. Before you get home, it's 10, 11 o'clock. For what reason? Only because one container truck was parked on the road and the driver refused to take the container truck on the road. So no other person can access the road. When your right stops, another person's right begins. And right is not just about anything, it's about even free movement. Rights are inculcated into free movement, or free movement are inculcated into rights. So people have free movement, they should have free movement. People should not be made to be subjected to someone's feeling, or the time they want to move, they move before you move. No, it should not work. And then we think where we have reached, we need to continue to say it. So that is it for that. We know our rules are bad, and of course, there is no way to mutter our voice on that or to even say anything that we know the rules are actually bad. Well, the case at the House of Representatives deepens, and I can be sorry for my country sometimes. I can really be sorry for Liberia. I am sorry for Liberia because bad governance has eaten up the fabric of this country. When you think a leadership that is coming to change the look, to change the paradigm shift of the country, to see as to whether they can do the needful. If you think the country will be moving on the right trajectory, then you see the country retrogressing. That is what irritates me the most. I really get irritated when I see my country retrogressing. When a group of people who are supposed to know better are keeping the country hostage. You know, it's almost going to 2 weeks since this whole crisis at the legislature, especially the House of Representatives, ensued. The removal of the speaker. And like I told you, my stance on this, I'm clear. I don't care whether the speaker stays. I don't care whether the speaker goes. My thing is, how all of these things, how does it benefit the Liberian people? How does the removal of a speaker benefit the ordinary people? How does the staying of the speaker benefit the Liberian people? But again, if there are stable leadership at the House of Representatives, the Liberian people's job will be done. If it will not be done 100%, but at least business will be transacted. People will be doing business. People will talk with the legislature. The legislature will make decisions. There are things that will start flowing and things will start happening. But if that is not done, it is a problem. And we need to nip it. If we can nip it now, when do we expect to do so? And if you Liberians stay and fold your hands, you sit and fold your hands, say that the people deal, then they just do it. Anytime they're ready, they will come back. No. You must stand up to condemn them. If it calls for citizen action, you need to stand up. You have the power. I was sitting in one political class and there was a question asked, where does sovereignty lies? Of course, sovereignty lies in the hands of the ordinary people. Sovereignty lies in the hands of the people. They are the custodian of power. They are the custodian of the power that have been allotted or given to a group of people for some time. It's been borrowed. Power has been borrowed to a group of people. So the real sovereignty, the real power lies with the people, the ordinary people, the people who stood on the lines, the people who no matter stand on the lines to vote are the real deal. They are the ones who have the power. The power is not with the representatives. Maybe we need to start to tell you the radical ways to solving this matter. It's no more diplomacy. Where we stand, our country is going down. We might experience a constitutional crisis in the coming days if we are not careful. The legislature may be dismembered. The legislature may just be disbanded if you're not careful. And somebody said we should allow it be and let the country continue to flow the way it's flowing. We're not going to sit down and allow the country to degenerate into chaos. Then that means we are not ready as a people. If it calls to create a citizen action, a citizen sit-in action to demand the lawmakers to solve the problem that they have that is affecting the Liberian people, because it is their problem. It is not the problem of the Liberian people. We elected them not to go and start changing speaker, not to go elect the speaker when they elect. If you know you didn't like the man, why you elected him? You elected the man, then you say you want Mui. If you want to Mui, go through the proper channel to move the man. You can be starting business at the legislature because of your personal gain. It doesn't work that way. We're not going to sit down and allow these things to happen. That is why we are civil society group that find ourselves in the press union of Liberia. We find ourselves in the media landscape of the country. We must be able to say these things so that Liberian people can know their power. The power you got. Nobody in this country got the power than you, the ordinary people. It calls to have a sit-in action to demand the legislature. There must be a sit-in action at every district, the 17 electoral districts of Maserati. Let it begin from there. The lawmakers must solve the problem because it is affecting businesses at the legislature. It's affecting businesses of the country. It is starting things. The country cannot do business. People who want to ratify their agreements and other things cannot do it because the legislature is not presenting what they're supposed to present. They're not even in. They're not even sitting. They're not having regular sessions. But I'll tell you some legal ramifications. I will tell you, aside from raising yourself as a people, aside from calling on radio stations and talking, which is very necessary because when they hear your voices, they hear you speak, and the anger you speak in to tell them that you dislike the things that they're doing, they will come to their senses. But you stand there and fold your hands and say, hey, now the people think, and let them leave here. Anything to do that are business that says yet again. Listen, that says yet again. Yes, constitutionally, we get a says here, we can make it short. I'm talking about the legislature. The executive has done nothing in this case. There is no proof that the executive is part of what is happening. Until we can have solid proof, until it can be solidified that the executive is into what is happening, we will not say a word. But we say the executive is not a part of it. The legislature have created their own problem, and that problem is affecting the country. We will not sit down to allow that. Because you have the power. Liberian people, you have the power. The power is with you. It is not with them. We borrowed them the power. Since they do not want to use the power the way they should, we can take it from them. And we can take it from them not by violence. No, but we can do is citizens sit in action. And we can start with every district. District number 1 in Maserati. District number 2. District number 3 up to district 7. Maserati County can have a sit-in action and demand the 17 lawmakers to make sure that the problem at the legislature comes to a close. And if other districts see and other counties see Maserati taking the lead, they will start their own. And we'll sit down and allow all of these things to happen at the end of the month. The same very lawmakers walk to the bank while you stay hungry, while your stomach, you walk in the streets hungry. Your children are barely eating. Your children are not in school. But the lawmakers walk to the banks and they take thousands of US dollars and when they're not working for it. You think we will sit down and allow these things to happen? No, we will not. Thousands of US dollars they pocket every month. They pay their girlfriends. You know, they pay their housemaids. They pay their children fees. Their children are actually not in Liberia. Most of them are overseas and going to good schools while your children are made to carry chairs to their various campuses to sit down. And those of you kids in government schools, that is the level at which the country has degenerated. And the people responsible for it is not the executive, it is the legislature. They are the ones who are responsible for the deployable educational sector of the country. Nobody should make you understand that it is the executive. That is the executive. I told you, you don't need a good president. You need a good legislature. If a country must move, on the right trajectory, if the country must rise above the horizon, if that country must be on the path of recovery, it must be a good legislature. Not a good president. Yeah, automatically you don't need a good president. What you need is a good legislature. Do you have one? I have come to realize that this 55th legislature might go down in history as the worst if they're not careful. It is my own survey. I know they will do it. But listen, do I give him for it? No, I don't care whether they like me or not. No, I don't. Listen, let me tell you something today. If the lawmakers are settling for the benefit of the Liberian people, I stand with them. You understand? I'm not against lawmakers. I got lawmaker friends. With DJ Blue, with Bernard Benson Blue, Bernard Benson of District 17 is a very good friend of mine. And I can say it here. He's a good friend of mine. But listen, at the stage we are, though he's on the side of the speaker and those who want the speaker to stay, it is not about who want the speaker to stay, who want the speaker to go. At this time, it is about a collective effort for the legislature to synchronize the ideas and make it one that will benefit the Liberian people. It is not about block and segmenting the legislature at about this time. Segmenting the legislature. Should we be having a splinter groups of legislators? Liberia is an interesting place, eh? Yeah, we have an interesting country. If I were the president of the Republic of Liberia, I'm telling you, and I'm giving you my word as it is, I would have passed a decree, a presidential decree dissolving the legislature. If I'm president of Liberia, that's what I'm going to do. I'm not going to sit down and allow the country to degenerate into constitutional council. They will sit down and say, let it be. When they're ready, they will settle. They will not settle. You see the group of people you have at the legislature? Until you take radical stance, that group of people I see, they are intending to bring this country down. That is their point. That they are on, how does it benefit you, the ordinary people? How does it benefit the woman in Bogonjide? How does it benefit the woman in Tewa district? How does it benefit the woman in Sinje? How does it benefit the woman in Voto? How does it benefit the woman in Bertan? How does it benefit people in different villages and towns across the country? How does their fight benefit you? That is the first thing you need to know. How does that fight benefit you? Your fight doesn't benefit you anyway. But you will stay there. We'll all enjoy it. We'll move on. And as we go and say, yeah, that the Liberian people think, that the people think, oh, let's leave it, let's just go. Listen. If the legislature must be an honorable place, they can be having splinter groups. They can be having two legislatures, two House of Representatives at the same time. Not possible. We elected a group of people to have one House of Representatives, not two. As it stands, the other group on the other side, they having session, the other group on the other side having session. Who do we listen to? Who do we take instruction from? Who will send business at the executive? Who will send business to the executive for the executive to approve? You see why it is good that you speak out? Where we are at a crossroads. If our country is not, if all of us Liberians were not careful, their country, the place we will learn. We'll learn at the place where we start to regret and say, if we're going to know and we're going to tell the thing and we're going to do the thing. It's not about uprising. God forbid. I do not support insurrection. I do not support disobedient attitude. I do not support rebellious attitude. No, I do not support it. What do I support? A peaceful uprising. One called peaceful uprising. A peaceful assembly of people to tell the legislature that we gave you the power. Listen, all the lawmakers then who say they won't remove the speaker, they have the right. But if their districts were saying, okay, you want to move the speaker, I will say I won't move you. So they start to solicit names to take to the legislature for impeachment. Those representatives will get serious. I'm not saying they don't have legitimate points. But what the essence of keeping the horse hostage when you cannot get the 49 votes to remove the speaker? So your intent is just to store things that have been put, not benefit anything. But let me tell you what will happen. The law provides something. And this is where we are going, folks. And you need to listen very well. The speaker has been given the right. And since he is now being removed, he got the right to conduct 5 sections. He has gone 2 already. The 3 might end in November. It may be around November or so. If he conducts 5 sections in succession, listen very well. And I'm explaining this because I want you to get the message. If the Speaker of the House, who is now holding the gavel, he's now in possession of the gavel, goes to half section and they cannot meet quorum for 5 good section days, the power is vested in the Speaker to write the Senate and officially communicate to the Senate and say, we have tried 5 times to have section, but we cannot meet quorum. So therefore, the House of Representatives cannot do business. And the law say, you see how our country is looking? The law say, when the House of Representatives cannot do business, automatically the Senate cannot do business too. That is why when the House of Representatives closing, the Senate got to close. When the Senate closing, the House of Representatives got to close. They both got to adjourn. So when that letter or that communication comes from the signature of the Speaker and it reach the Senate will go on the floor. They will talk about it, have discussion. At the end of the day, the Senate will close down. That problem is like a cancer, and some of you not seen it that way. The problem that is happening at the legislature is like a cancer. You know how cancer works? When you're in the other leg, as you cut that leg off, and you're thinking that it's getting killed, that cancer transferred to the other leg. The problem that we're talking about is cancerous. It is a cancerous problem that we are talking about here. And we all need to sit down. And that is why I like the stand that the judiciary is taking. Even though there are other people who have defied the documents coming from the court. They say the court ain't got no right to melt into what happened in a legislature. Oh man. Then we're not reading. I'll read you. There is an article that explains that thing as simple can be. And if you read that article along with me, we'll read the Constitution. We'll read that article that gives the power to the judiciary, that gives the power to the judicial branch of the government to probe into these kind of matters. You know, where down people used to say, oh, the Supreme Court, not knowing, going there to go be looking for cases. You got to get case to the Supreme Court. Who told you that in all cases, they got to carry case to the Supreme Court for the Supreme Court probe in it? Not all cases. The Constitution clear. Then we'll read that article. So I will open your eyes to something today. You will see something in the Constitution. Probably some of you have not seen that. So I want to give special recognition to the judiciary for telling them, say, listen, the both sides report to us, come to us, let's look into this matter. We cannot sit down in the country run into constitutional crisis because if the Speaker have 5 sections and they cannot meet quorum, the Speaker under his signature as a Speaker will write the Senate and tell them that the legislature is closing because we cannot form quorum to do business. What is it in your mind? It is a constitutional crisis we are running into. And automatically the Senate cannot work without the House of Representatives. The both houses got to work together. That is why when you see the House of Representatives, doing enjoyment, they are closing for a break or whatever. The Senate got to close. The Senate closing, the lower house or the House of Representatives got to close. That is how it's done. That is how it's done, folks. So when the Senate cannot do business and the House cannot do business and they both close, that means we have a disbanded legislature. That means the country will be running on two governance systems. That is the executive and the judiciary. The judiciary do not want to sit down and allow the country to degenerate into chaos for us to go down the drain. So the judiciary decided to probe in the matter. Other people there. In fact, the bloc that said they want to remove the speaker, they said they will not listen. They will not even go to the judiciary because it is not the right of the judiciary to melt into a legislative matter. Let's read the Constitution. The Constitution got a remedy. We'll read the remedy for you. You know, I tell people something. Liberia, we will not operate in the absence of the Constitution. We will deal with issues based on constitutional ramifications. That is what we'll continue to do. So, let's see whether we can get the judiciary. So, we'll read Article 66. Article 66. Article 66 of the Constitution. Josh, we will have to, Josh, you have to come quickly. Let me send you this thing quickly. Then you can load it for us on so that we can read it together. Some people may not have the Constitution with them, so it can help them. George, I don't know where you are, but you need to come quickly. Josh is probably far from me. I don't know. But let's be doing what we can do. Article 66 of the Liberian Constitution, the 1986 Constitution, and I'll read for you verbatim. Verbatim means I'll read you word for word. Yeah, Josh, I want you to put something up, please. Sorry. Folks, I come here. I want you to read along with us. We will deal with the Constitution. We'll deal with the constitutional issues. Josh, I'm sending it to your phone right now. You can get the 1986 Constitution. Okay, Josh is doing what he can do, but it's just that portion I wanted. Read. Yeah, so we want to load it. You know, the reason why I want to put it on the stream is for those of you who are watching online, because I see more people watching. I want you to read it verbatim. Yeah, that is Article 66. That is all. So you will read word for word because I want you to see where the Constitution and what the Constitution provides. It's just simple. The Constitution provides it clearly. There is a remedy to these kind of situations. So the judiciary cannot sit down. The Supreme Court cannot sit down and allow the country to go down and run into constitutional crisis when they have power. They got something they can do about it. But the group that won't remove the speaker say they will not go to the core of the judiciary because the judiciary is meddling in their business. How can you say the judiciary meddling in your business? This is a constitutional matter. Why has it become constitutional? Because we must soon run into constitutional crisis if we are not careful. So it is a constitutional matter. So the court cannot sit down and say waiting for somebody to bring a complaint. So the court will sit down and somebody walk right before the court and take gun and start shooting everybody. Then the court say, we'll not do anything, we'll not prosecute the man. Huh? No. Not how it works. The Constitution provides that the court can do some things. And we will read for you verbatim what the court can do. We'll read it for you. We want to just give you the benefit of the doubt so that you can see exactly what it is. And when you're able to read that portion and understand it, you see legal terms, some of the legal terms there, we will be explaining those legal terms to you so that you understand what those words mean and the phrases. You know, sometimes the legal terms in the constitution say shall, may. That two words shall and may. That two different things. If they say shall, it means it is mandatory. It is part of the working of that person. It is mandatory. When they say shall, that means it's mandatory. But when the constitution says may, meaning it is not by force you can do or not. You can do or not. So, you know, we'll do what we can do so that some of you will get you'll get it so that we can go on. We'll get it. We'll get it. We're just working behind the scene. We just try to, something. We want you to read this thing verbatim so that you can read word for word with us. Those of you that are online. Those of you that are online with us, you will have to see it. Josh, if you can go like that, you can send me the screenshot. Can you just put it up? Let me send you the screenshot. I got it already. Let me send it to your phone. So you can just put the screenshot. Just that portion of it. Okay, so I'm sending it to you now. Okay, so check your phone is there. Yeah, so you can just use that one and you can put it there quickly. So we can go further. That article we want to just read you. Then we can go on. Just wanted to read that portion with us. Want you to read that portion with us. You know, when the Constitution say, when we say word for word, that means we want you to read with us so that we all can understand it. Article 66 of the Constitution gives a remedy. It shows what we can do to resolving a matter of this nature that will arise. Because the framers of the Constitution knew that there will be issues of this kind that will happen. But there must be a remedy. There must be a remedy. There must be a remedy. And we are getting to that. We're getting to that. We'll read you. Yeah, we're getting there. So, Article 66 of the Liberian Constitution will put it. Josh will put it on the board, but let's be reading. Josh will put it there for you. So, Article 66 is under the caption Supreme Court to have final appellate jurisdiction. Final appellate jurisdiction. The Supreme Court shall be the final arbiter. Now, we'll go to define the word arbiter. A-R-B-I-T-E-R. Arbiter. We define it so that you know exactly what it means. Final arbiter. In my mind, it means final decision maker, you know, A-R-B-I-T-E-R. Arbiter. So, arbiter means a person appointed or chosen by a party to determine a controversy between them. And that person is called the arbiter. So that person can determine, and that is it. So you know now. So I told you we'll be defining the words small. We'll be going with it so that you can understand what it is. So the Supreme Court shall be the final arbiter of constitutional issues. Is this issue a constitutional issue? Yes. The country is gradually running into constitutional matter or into constitutional crisis. Should we sit, or should the Supreme Court sit down and allow the issues to degenerate or the country to run down or into chaos right before? No, we can't. So what we can do, the Supreme Court got amended. The Supreme Court shall be the final arbiter of constitutional issues and shall. And shall. The Constitution did not say and may. So I told you the difference between shall and may. So yeah, thanks, George. Yeah, that's why you are excellent. You're always like that. So it said the Supreme Court shall be the final arbiter of constitutional issues and shall S-H-A-L-L. They said and shall exercise final appellate jurisdiction in all cases. It says so. It said what? A-L-L. All cases. But listen, you will go down where you will understand where I'm really going at. Because some of you say the judiciary not get the power to go melt into legislative matter because they say that 3 branches of government and all of them will and by their say no other person should melt in their friend function. And that's true. No constitution say Constitution 60, Article 66. Okay, what is it? Say the Supreme Court shall be. Everywhere you see shall, and I say may. That means it's not limiting the function of the judiciary. It's giving the judiciary more power to say shall. It is a mandatory. The Supreme Court shall be the final arbiter of constitutional issues and shall exercise final appellate jurisdiction in all cases, whether emanating from court of records. They say whether it emanates from the court record, that is the one you carry there, or the one you not even carry there. You're there. You see it. Let's read verbatim. He said the Supreme Court will be what? The final arbiter of constitutional issues and shall exercise final appellate jurisdiction in all cases. In all cases. Whether emanating, when the word emanating means whether it coming from. Anytime you hear the word emanate, meaning it coming from. Whether emanating from courts of records, whether the one out of the court that is being recorded, or courts of not records, administrative agency, autonomous agency, or any other authority. Why the people in the country ain't understanding the Constitution? The Supreme Court got right to melt into what is happening. Article 66 gave clear instruction. The article here that the one that settled the matter. I will read it now and go down, then we'll start explaining. We'll explain small and open the lines for your comments, some of you, your suggestions, some of the things you think. You can disagree with us if you want. I mean, that is the nature of the conversation. I mean, I'm not all know it, no. I'm still a learning person as well. You may have more ideas than me. You can correct me where I fumble. Yeah, we can do it. We can exchange ideas. That is the nature of the show. That's why we call it Inside Liberia. So when you're inside Liberia, you are outside the country, you can still talk about Liberia matters. So the Supreme Court shall be the final arbiter of constitutional issues and shall exercise final appellate jurisdiction in all cases, whether emanating from court of records, court of not records, administrative agency, autonomous agency, or any other authority, both as to law and fact, except cases involving ambassadors, ministers, or cases in which a country is a party. In all such cases, the Supreme Court shall exercise original jurisdiction. The legislature shall make no law nor create any exception as would deprive the Supreme Court of any of the privilege granted herein. They say the Supreme Court, with the things that they gave, something you can take it from there. With the powers that are being vested in the legislature, I mean in the judiciary. The judiciary can have all of this power, like I read. They say, wait, the Supreme Court shall do what? Shall have final appellate jurisdiction in all cases, whether emanating from court of records, court of not records, administrative agencies, autonomous agency, or any other authority, including the legislature. Why is it that when the legislature got issue, they can go to the Supreme Court? Oh, but when it comes to constitutional matter, constitutional crisis, what happened in the country, so the court should not get involved. The court said, no, two of you come. What we see in the country, it is a national case. and their case here could run the country down, come to us. Then the other group say, we're not coming. We'll have session. He said, any other authority, both as to law and fact, except cases involving ambassadors, ministers, or cases in which a country is a part, in such cases, the Supreme Court shall exercise original jurisdiction. The legislature shall make no law to deprive the judiciary of these privileges that have been written in here. They say they're privileges, these privileges that they wrote here, that the Supreme Court can get involved with matters of that nature. You should not change it. You can make no law. That one section of the Constitution that gives clear power that you can change what the Constitution says. Anything you do here to change the power given to the judiciary, it is unlawful. That law is not involved. That is what the Constitution says. The Constitution says what? The legislature shall make no law nor create any exceptions as will deprive the Supreme Court of any of these powers granted herein. That the Constitution. Folks, the Supreme Court is in the right standing to call the both parties to resolve the matter. Any party refusing to go, I don't know, there was a lawyer I was trying to talk to, but in the kind of cases, sometimes the lawyers can be very afraid to give their opinions on these matters. But I showed there is a provision that the Supreme Court can come up with. I don't know what it will be like, but we'll all watch the process. I know you may have a comment or so. Maybe you want to be a part of the program. These are things that we are discussing, and we just read the Constitution for you. It is the interpretation that we got in terms of what we have experienced. It is your time. You can call us. You can disagree. We can all argue it. We can all talk about it. We can talk because it is our country. But I would rather be expecting calls that will come to demand the legislature to settle this problem because it is affecting Liberian people. Whatever district you are from, call and demand your lawmaker, whether they're on the side of the speaker or they're on the side of the people who want the speaker out, you can call and let's put pressure behind them. That is the only way Liberian people, especially our legislature, they are moved by public pressure and public opinion. The code of public opinion plays a major role in what is happening. Let's take your call 077-275-8958. 077-275-8958. 086-393184. Let's hear you. Good evening. Good evening. Let's hear you, Mr. Fofana. Yeah. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. saw. Yeah. Yeah. They saw all that when you go, you vote for the man. Okay. 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 That is the point. That is the point. Thank you so much. That is the point. That is the point. You struck your point. Let's hear another person. 0772 75 0772 75 8958 0886393184. Let's hear you. Good evening. Yeah, good evening. Let's hear you. Mm-hmm. 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 Okay. Mm-hmm. Live. Mhm. Okay. I hear you, my man. You, that is. Thank you so much, Jeremiah Cole, a regular listener and participant on the show. 0772758958, 0772758958, 0886393184 are the numbers you can call to be a part of the program. Inside Liberia on Kia Radio 95.9 with me, Maurice Desmond, and of course, we are lifting constitutional issues. You can disagree with us. You can get your point and tell us what you make of some of the things that are happening. Uh, 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 let's take more of your calls. This person, good evening.
Yeah, good evening, sir.
Good evening. Let's hear you.
Yeah, I'm just very calling from district number 6.
Let's hear you, Chief.
Yeah, I just want to say thank you this evening for opening some more. You see, most of our representatives that we can elect, they know the constitution.
Mm-hmm.
They don't know the constitution. They vote there is to what interpret the law.
Mm-hmm.
And you understand? So the vote is right to call them in order. Election is going on, and I will call the country in different province. They call them to explain. Then they see how best to settle it. So go get the problem of it. Yeah, so that's I'm saying thank you for explaining as Article 66 to us.
Okay.
So this is taking be able to follow say to be able to move to the form. So I just want to say thank you.
Thank you so much for your listening role as well.
Yeah, thank you.
So,
Thank you so much.
yeah, keep listening.
Continue to bring out this issue.
Okay, thank you so much. Keep listening to Kia Radio, okay?
Yeah, thank you.
Thank you so much. 077 0772758958. We can take one more and then we can call your presentation. This person, good evening.
Good evening.
Thanks for asking. Let's hear you.
Yeah, my name is Desmond and I call you from Bombing County.
Let's hear you, Mr. Vani from Bombing.
Yeah, but what I have to do with just like you say, this is something that we can also ask and consider. And I want to be honest with you, most of the guys that come to the house because they just want to come. I don't think they get into the consultation. You know, if you say that you're a lawmaker, and what is right, well, why is it written in the constitution? Let me see it, everything on the state. They argue it, and then because they say they are not the constitution, they want to get from the thing because of money. Because the guy said that I have the whole day, John said, don't even care. But you know, after that, there's no people that have to go back that will be into the house, they will be fine, and they're not going to continue doing because of the thing that the state is doing. And you want to take from lawmakers. I don't know why you don't because you can come and say, we will stay here from the station number 1, station number 3.
Okay.
I don't think because they all to the kind of thing for some of them don't suffer to kind of idea when you go to your first time and go and give it black or you kind of stuff you don't even for example you go take the bullet by the end of the year by year. I don't think they make any sense.
Okay.
They're not going to say the design to do that before you go out there or else you won't find out that first of all if you get your best school or for you. Thank you.
Thank you. Keep listening to us from Bombing County, okay? Okay, thank you so much. That was Mr. Vani from Bombing County, and of course, he's been listening to us via the radio, and of course, you know, he's a regular listener of the program. Folks, we'll take one more, and this is the final call. Good evening. Good evening. Welcome. Good evening. Let's hear you from district number 9 or so. Thank you very much. Now, tomorrow we'll take a new stand. Tomorrow when we come back here, we'll run the program from 4 to 5. We'll talk about the Care Humanitarian Foundation. From 5 o'clock, I will open the lines. I will talk a little bit. I'll open the lines. Every district in Maserati must call and pressure their lawmaker to resolve the matter. If they cannot, we have a citizen sitting action with every district in Maserati. We begin with Maserati, then the other people will see that we are serious, or else this country will degenerate. Until tomorrow, I'm Morris Desmond Brown. Of course, I'm going to be back here tomorrow. Same time, 4 o'clock, join me, and let's talk about Liberia. Until then, I love you. Let's keep the peace. Bye-bye.